Always keep your hands clean. There are a lot of dirty people out there who don't play fair and will say your hands are dirty. And some will ask them just to make sure that they're pure. And when they do, I want you to look them in the eye and put your hands up slowly and show them your hands are clean. And if you get scared because of me, it's okay to cry. Daddy has been scared too, but you keep looking them in their eyes. Don't look away. And know the reason why you guys can't go out and play while Daddy is away is because it isn't safe. There are people out there who want to take your favorite toys and steal my batteries. Then the mommies get upset because they don't want their toys broken. They just want them to come home so at the end of the day, we can put all of your toys away with nothing broken and no one hurt. And in the morning, all the boys can go to school and the daddies can go to work with their batteries still in their chest pumping with thousands of volts. And the only thing that dies are the batteries within your remotes. And Daddy hopes you understand what I'm telling you. But at the same time, I don't. I just want you to take care of your toys so that you live long enough to grow out of them. What Daddy is telling you is that there is a bullseye within your melanin and no Ninja Turtle shell is big enough to cover the target on your back. And it is just because you are black. But I want you to take pride in that. And I promise you, I will come home safe. I promise to stay safe. Woo. I've made women of the highest value question their worth. I spent years talking bad about my dad and my poems, only to grow up and realize that I'm a lot more like him than I care to admit. I'm confusing. Kind of like a black Rubik's Cube. A walking storefront display with pretty good presentation. I've spent my late nights carving my name into the warmth of women's hearts, only to leave them standing outside in the cold, tapping on a glass window that guards mine as soon as I'm ready to open, but I never will. Instead, I'll continue to get by on my packaging while breaking them down just so I never have to deal with the fragile pieces inside of me that have been broken. I've had a woman while having women. Like to consider myself a man of fashion, but honestly, I couldn't tell you the brand of a woman's pants unless you showed me the interior of her denim. And I wake up every morning, look myself in the mirror and say, I'm not like the rest of the men because I don't use my poetry to get them. But the truth is, you won't fall in love with me, you'll fall in love with my image. I am the best magic trick you have ever seen. A puppet master to a woman's emotions. I hate being judged, have a hard time receiving love, and I'm still working on finding me. I spent countless years with women, convincing them they were the one, only to abruptly leave them, finally find the woman of my dreams, wake up every morning and look at my ring, and because of my guilt, I can't help but feel like God is teasing me. Because it's hard to believe after all the lying and cheating I've done, he put one on this earth who still actually believes in me. Hi, my name is Prince Bow. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, claiming to be under God, clearly divisible, making a mockery of liberty and justice for some. You care more about burnt down storefronts in response to injustice than you do burnt down places of worship. Are these not the same houses of a God that many of us pray to with such allegiance? Are his children who come here not worthy? Do they deserve to die? And since when did we begin to criticize eulogies? Especially ones given by a man who runs this country, runs your country. There's a fire being lit beyond the churches that you continue to burn down. One that will not be put out with watered down apologies. The burn will be felt. I will not provide repellent. The burn will be felt.
You know, they say that if God gives you a gift and you don't use it, he'll take it away. And you don't need to sit me around a circle of people with the same problem for me to admit that I have an addiction because I abuse it every chance I get. See, I now realize God gave me a gift, so I no longer fight this. And I can't recall how many times I called in sick just so I could write this uninterrupted with no distractions, no corruption, just me and my thoughts dancing with each other's hearts until our wrists give way to my lips taking over. And then what comes out is beautiful medicine. Music to your eardrums, this ink is intoxicating. I never want to be sober. Prentice Powell is an addict. Tell a friend. Tell a friend I have something valid to say in a time when broken down the dopest lines disintegrate to nonsense. In a time where a man who puts his heart into his art gets overlooked because his work contains content, so call me a junkie. Call me contaminated when the words on the radio have 12-year-olds seeking affection, walking around brain dead, thinking with their erections, living with no fear. We got rappers telling our peers how to live. Stay strapped, pack a gat, says a man with 13 kids who still hasn't realized he's in the streets clearly using the wrong kind of protection. So I constantly trying to find myself connected to brothers who live lives so backwards you would think they were dyslexic. So in case you're in here, allow me to break it down to you. That understand, please, hurt and love of space A from right right from a space of love and hurt. Please understand that from learn to person one, at least have they so sons my four right right for my sons so they have at least one person to learn from. Now it get you do you get it now? We're living blind with our right eye open and left closed. Exposed to videos, clothes, and balling. And I ain't gonna lie, I tried to kick this poetry thing, but if you ever do it. I am not the tattooed covered black man whose pain is reflecting through the art on his body. This art on this body is a reflection of my life, my beautiful life, where I'm going and where I've been. Do you honestly think I would allow ink to be etched into my skin to reflect anything other than love? Because if so, clearly, I'm not who you say I am. I am not Waka, I am not Gucci, I am not Soldier. With war comes casualties, and I pity those brothers with empathy for sacrificing their integrity, becoming hip-hop kamikazes as you continue to believe that that is all we want to be. Excuse me, that's the Malcolm in me, I mean Marcus Garvey, I mean Gil Scott, I mean Mark G, I mean every black man shot and killed due to police brutality talk. And see, Mr. Man, I understood at a young age that you wanted us all to be the same, so I decided to borrow their shoes to walk in. I am the most emulated man on this planet. You are the most emulated man on this planet. Black men, we are the most emulated man on this planet. So act like it. Be the stereotype. I am black men who have never been to criminal court. I am black men whose children's mothers have never received a single check because we handle our business as men. Therefore, there's no reason to cringe when we hear the word child support. I am black man, masters of multitasking, using my left hand to play karate with a 3-year-old boy while simultaneously using my right to make an 8-ounce bottle of Similac with an Ergo baby carrier strapped to my chest and sometimes my back with the freshly pressed dress shirt on, dancing to children's songs, managing not to get a single crease in my Sean John slacks. Oh yes, we have mastered the art of fresh. I am black man, masters of multitasking. We have mastered the art of fresh. And no, we don't all come from broken homes, although I am the result of good parenting by a single mother who also grabbed the reins of being a father and decided never to look back. One of million fatherless children, yet and still we are not who you say we are. No, we are not broken as you will comprehend.
Always having to prove our love to our sons. One of the biggest compliments I get a lot of times is how great of a father I am. See pictures on the internet. People compliment you a lot. And honestly, sometimes I want to tell people, don't tell me I'm a good father when you don't know anything about it. Fun-loving daddy and son pictures on the Facebook page do not equate to instilling values into your child's development. And the fact that I'm black should be irrelevant when it comes to my ability to raise my son. My skin tone should not make me any better or worse when it comes to the paternal instinct. But because fathers like me are apparently extinct, I get extra praise. And for what? For doing what I'm supposed to do. From strangers. Strangers who don't know, when my son was born, I only got him from 12 noon on Saturdays to 5 p.m. on Sundays, went to the court to get more time, came back with 12 noon on Saturdays to 5 p.m. on Sundays, plus child support, fought for a year, had him for a year and a half, if not more, had him 50% of the time, if not more, only to lose him when he started school to summertime and rotating holidays. So when you see me in the streets with my little one and want to say, it's so good seeing the father doing his job, spending that quality time, don't, because I am being robbed. Robbed of the greatest gift. Forced to live through pictures on an iPhone to recognize the touch of my lips more than they do my fingertips. And the smell of his lotion every day I rub into my skin, so when I smell myself, I think of him. Forced to live through memories that occur within the span of 1 week. Through occasional webcam chats with a child too young to speak back, so when he reaches for you through that camera, all you can say is, son, I miss you too. Or watching your son learn how to ride a bike via Skype at the hands of another man, and even though he is a good man and you are glad he's around, that man is not you.
and not letting his mother know that all this is getting to you, so you get up to grab some tissue because at all times, that distance of 3,117.4 miles can feel more like 3 million. Try dropping your son off at the airport with 3 teeth in his mouth, go 4 weeks without him, watch him come back with 5, and see if you don't beat yourself up for not being around during that time. So don't tell me I'm a good father when you don't know anything about me. Try to convince a person that knows nothing about you that you are simply worthy of time. See, thousands of people inspired by your story but still feel that you are getting nowhere. Have people motivated by the pain that sits right here every day inside of your chest, and that same pain being a reflection of the amount of love that you possess. I want you to imagine your newborn baby sleep. You're watching him. Try to get his sleep patterns down pat, praying to God you get it right, because you have one night and have to go 6 days until you get him back. Imagine being able to fly through this world, doing what you love to do, but because of a court order, your son before the age of 1 has to fly twice a month, which may mean by the age of 2, he'll have more frequent fly miles than you. Try never spending a day in your life locked up in prison and still watch your child grow up primarily through photos. Learn about his milestones via text message or Facebook and see if you don't feel numb. So how can I smile when people tell me I'm such a good father when I feel like I'm not giving enough time to actually be one? Raise your son without feeling like you're actually raising him. And although everything in this world doesn't go the way we plan, I can accept that all that's fine. I just don't understand how a man can be forced to pay half of daycare, half of medical expenses, food, clothes, water, but the same man that laid down to create that child is not automatically given half of the time. Something about that situation is not right. And when I'm done with this poem, I mean this. I don't care if any of you clap. I just want my praise, my kudos, my air, my earth, my water, my drive, my moon, my sun, my baby, my motivation, my son. I just want my chance. I just want my son justice for his power. I want my baby back. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I will tell you, no matter how wonderful, how fantastic, how great you think you are, there is no you. There is only who I want you to be. From your latest cell phones to the styles seen in your most recent videos to my implementation of what you call swag. If you can't brag about how many women you have or the $200 denim on your butt, you are worthless. Your purse is not hot if it is a fall edition and we are in the winter. And as long as your kids have Jordans on their feet, it is okay if they have to eat top ramen for a week for dinner. Your check is in the mail. You fail at becoming grown men, so you don't bother with your younger ones. Give them to me, I'll program them to Viacom. Have them growing up with a single mom and no males to emulate, and wonder why so many begin to have extensive rap sheets and ADD with no off switch, and download a defense that is nothing but false self-confidence shown through them being overly aggressive. Your misguided women want nothing but diamonds and Fendi, or dreams of finding a professional athlete to pay for their lives, because to them being a wife is not a lifestyle, it is trendy. Trendy to have like a little black dog carried around in a bag. The demasculinization of your black man is going according to plan. Flip the coin, and for those who have chose not to go down that road, make sure that any statement they make that may channel their masculinity are followed by statements of insecurity. We can't have them thinking for themselves. Program dreams to be a mirage. Close enough to see, yet too far to reach. Set their aesthetics to pathetic, AKA camouflage. Allow them to blend in, keyword trend. Downtown corners full of rappers who refuse to give up, even though their stuff sucks, but will allow them to say their piece. At the very least, it'll make them a quick buck. Any more success, initiate Operation Exploitation. Throw them a bit more cash. I am the system. Programmed to initiate commands. You Negroes, you people, are programmed not to ask. You are nothing more than empty vessels who have sold their souls a long time ago, and you call me robotic. I am the system.
Systematically set to just do. You are systematically set to just do and not think, and you call me robotic, error, redundancy, error, repeat, error, redundancy, pardon me. I was scanning your culture's current popular music. You want a cop to pay for killing one of you, but carry a no-snitching policy in your own community, which allows you Negroes, error, you Negroes, error, you Negroes, error, you people to have absolutely no accountability. Irony overload, reset. I am this system, systematically set to desensitize your senses and senseless activity surrounds your society, simultaneously making you love me while shaking in your boots. And for those who dare to overthrow me, allow me to remind thee, 'tis I who provides you with the land and seeds you use to grow your little grassroots. I am the system.
Okay to be angry. And furthermore, this country should be angry by what's going on in this country. I think there's this perception that because I may mention shoot back, my only resort to shooting back is a pistol, as if that is going to benefit the cause that I stand for my people. The way I shoot back is through my gift that God gave me, gift of speech. The way I shoot back is by educating my children on how to conduct themselves with police officers. The way I shoot back is by letting people know that I will not be pacified. A lot of us out here in the community will not be pacified. We'll continue to speak up until something is done about the injustice that we are facing in our community by law enforcement.